Okay. Okay, so today's discussion is about in-depth event handling and form validation, more advanced event handling, introduction to form validation, and practice. So, okay, um, there are about three major advanced event handling we'll be looking at according to the course material here. So there are event propagation, event delegation, and preventing default behavior. So event propagation. Event propagation is the process by which an event is passed through the DOM tree from the target element to the root element. Event propagation is a way of defining the element order in an event. When an event occurs, there are two different kinds of event propagation. There are event bubbling and event capturing. So let me explain it with a diagram I have here. I made a screenshot of a video tutorial I was watching. So red picture. Come in here. I think I mistakenly closed it. Let me show you. Let me explain with this example. Okay. Okay, so here is a picture that illustrates how event propagation works. Okay, this example has a p tag, a link tag inside a paragraph tag, and that paragraph tag is in a section tag, and the section tag is in the body tag. And then the body, as you all know, is under the HTML tag, the HTML, the document tag. So if you attach an event listener, a click listener to this anchor tag, this anchor element here, when you click on that, when you click on the anchor listener, the entire document, the entire HTML document generates an event. The event generated doesn't come from the anchor tag where you place your event listener. It comes from the document. It bubbles down from the document to the child element where the listener is placed. I'll show you a practical example. After that phase is called that let me say that phase is called the capturing phase. It bubbles from the document to the HTML element to the body to the section element, then to the P element, to the P tag, and then to the anchor element. And then when the event is created, it bubbles back to the top. It bubbles back to the top to the parent element. It passes from one parent element to the other without passing through a sibling element. For example, if there's another anchor inside this P element, or there's another P element, P tag inside this section element, and after the event is created, after clicking on the event listener and the event is created, it bubbles back to the top, passing through the side to a sibling element. That is, when it's going back, it will not jump from this P to the next P tag. It will skip the next P tag. It will jump from this P element that is there. This phase is called the bubbling phase. The first phase, which it bubbles down to the target phase, is called the capturing phase. And then when it gets to the anchor tag where you place the event listener, that phase is called the target phase because that's the target element. It's called the target phase. Now, like I said, I'm going to show you a practical element. Okay, hey, sorry. I said a practical element, a practical example. Before then, if you place two same event listener, let's say we place one event listener to the A tag and then another event listener to the P tag. When we click on them, when we click on this Let's say you click on the p tag, it will give us this same action will take place twice. It will happen twice. Let's say when we click here, we want an alert on the screen that says the A tag is clicked. And then we place the same event listener to the P tag. When we click on the anchor tag, we'll get double alert. We'll get the first alert, the A tag is clicked, and then we'll get another alert again for the event listener that was placed in the P tag. Because, like I said, when you click on an event listener, it bubbles from the document down to that child element which the event was placed, where the event took place, and then it returns back to the parent element. So let me show you some examples which I've set up. Okay, here is the landing page I created for this course. So let's say we place. Let me just make it. Okay, so let's say we place an event listener on one of these LI here. Let's say the first one, the cohort, the one with a cohort ID. We place an event listener here, and then when we click on this, sorry, the page is not responsive. I just made it for this course, so I didn't really have time to make it responsive. So when we click on this cohort, let's say we want an alert on the screen that this button is clicked. It clicks, and then we place that same event listener on the LI, on the UL. Whenever we click on this button right here, this cohort, we'll get an alert that the cohort is clicked, and then we'll get a second alert because the event listener that too. We placed one on the LI, then we'll place the other one on the UL. Let me show you practically. We need to get them. Get them in ID. Sorry, let me see what I mean.
Sorry, I don't know if it's just me, but your mic is not really so audible enough. That's Victor.
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't seeing anything, but okay.
Okay.
I'm back now.
All right. All right.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to. Um, yeah, go on. Sorry, I'll be right back, please. Let me get something. Hey guys, sorry, I was trying to show an example, but the code I wrote is not working. There's an error. Let me try to correct it. But then let me actually explain something here. Okay, can you guys hear me? Like I said in the event bubbling, the innermost element, that is the child element where the event listener is placed, is handled first, and then it bubbles back to the parent element. In our case, in our code here, I'll try to make this code also. In our code here, this the li here is the innermost element, and this is where I placed the event listener. Okay. And that's where I place the event listener. So it will be handled first, and then the event will bubble back to the event will bubble back to the li, the ul, which is the parent element of the li, and then bubbles back to the nav. Here, the nav is the parent element to the li, the ul, sorry, and then back to the body. But this is, I don't know why this is not. Sorry, guys. Am I? Okay. Does anybody have question? Okay, Jethro, I can hear you.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening,
I
Jethro.
noticed, are we not supposed to declare like a variable before selecting the document dot get element by ID on your code, or if we do it directly like this, it will still work?
Yeah,
I
it will
don't
still
know.
work. You don't need
Okay.
to, it's not necessarily declare a variable. You can just get the element and it will still work. But I don't know, in my case, I don't know why it's not. Okay. Cohort is clicked. And then if I add this same event listener, if I get like, let's say I get um query selector, and I get, after I get the UL, nav links. And I add the same event listener. Oops. So I have okay. I want an alert that says UL clicked. So I'll try to fix the code, but based on the explanation, I don't know if you understand or does anybody have questions? No question? Okay, let me explain from here. For example, why is my code not working? Does anybody have idea why my code is not working?
So is your script connected to your index? Have you
Yeah,
connected it already?
it's connected.
Um,
It's connected. I don't know. So normally I'm supposed to get, when I click here on the button, I'm supposed to get an alert that says cohorts clicked. And when I click on the nav outside of the button, you can see if I hover on the button, you see the cursor turns to pointer. If I click
No,
outside of the, sorry,
your click should be in this thing. What that document dot addEvent listener. Put your click inside those two things. What are their names, self?
double quotes, yes. Double quotes.
Yeah, that's how your click should be.
oh wow, wow, thank you very much.
Is it working
Thank you
now?
much. Yeah. So okay, when I click on the cohort, I'll get an event, I'll get alert. Sorry, I clicked on, where did I click? If I click on the cohort on this button right here, I should get, okay, if I click on here, I should get an alert. Why is it saying UL? If I click outside any of the button, I should get it says UL clicked. Sorry, somebody's mic is on. I can hear myself. Okay, Moses. Lolet. Lolet, can you please turn on? Thank you. Lolet. Lolet, are you there? Oh god. So let's continue. If I click on the button here, I should get I should get a different message, not UL. I'm supposed to get cohorts clicked, and then when I click outside here, I should still get UL clicked. I don't know why it's still giving me the same message. Okay, sorry, there was a mistake from my end. Okay, now, did you see what happened? When I clicked on cohorts, I get a message, cohorts clicked, and then I get the second message, UL clicked. Did you get it? So, like I said, Moses, can you turn off your mic, please? Eh? Okay. Oh, I don't know issue. Okay. Sorry, my network is about to go off. I don't know. Oh, Jesus. So when I clicked, I got I got two alerts. The first alert was for the cohort, for the innermost element, child element.
Sorry, Mr. John, can you hear me? Or Stanley, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm hearing you.
Okay. So should we still wait for him? Maybe he's trying to rectify.
Yeah, I think there's an issue from his end. So let's wait to see if he'll come back online and
Okay.
continue with the class.
All right.
But if you have any question, you can ask, and I would see if I can help clarify any issues you have currently with what he has said so far.
Okay, what he was actually doing, was it the event bubbling? Are you with me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Was it the event bubbling that he was trying to do? Because um in the event is it bubbling? Yes. They said the click will start from the from the
Innermost element.
yes, target to the root element. So is that what he was trying to do?
Yes, I think that was what he was trying to demonstrate with
Okay.
those alerts and the rest, to show how it bubbles from the child elements up to the parent element. So it's more like from inward outward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, guys. Sorry about the disconnection. It was due to network issue, but he will join you guys now. He's trying to reconnect now.
Guys, sorry, I was using somebody's network and the person left, so my network went off. My own personal network is bad here. I'm using MTN. MTN is very bad at collab, so I was using somebody's Airtel. Sorry for the delay, please. Sorry. Thank you, Abdul. So I'm back now. Can you guys hear me? Okay, let me share my screen. Can you guys see my screen? All right, thank you. Okay, so like I was saying, when I clicked on cohort, sorry, in case you hear any background noise, please bear with me. I changed position because of the network to get a better network. So when I clicked on cohort, you see, you see a message that said cohort clicked, and then I get a second message, event UL clicked. But when I click outside of the cohort, this button, like let me click, like when I click on the nav, the body, I only get UL clicked. So that's to show that when you click on an event, the event it bubbles from the top, from the parent element down to the innermost, like to the last child element. I don't know. You know how HTML is nested together. Like here we have the HTML, we have the head and the body are siblings. Then we have inside the head, the body, we have the nav, and then we have the UL. Any question? Somebody has a question?
Your screen stopped showing.
Oh, sorry about that. Can see it now, right? So, like I was saying, we have the HTML, we have the head and the body, which are siblings. Then we have the nav. Inside the body, we have the nav, and we have the UL elements. Then inside the UL, we have the LI. And then inside that LI, we have an anchor tag, an A tag. And on the script, in the script, we are saying if we click on the LI, we should get a message that says cohort clicked. Also, we also say that if we click on that, if we click, we added an event listener to the parent element of the AI, LI. And if we click it, it should say LI clicked. But then we did not click on the LI, we did not click on the parent element, we only clicked on the child element. And then we got a message that said the child was clicked. And then later we got another one that said the parent element was clicked. But if we had added this if I had added this event listener only the parent element, and we click on the parent element, we see that you only get the message from the parent element. It doesn't bubble down to the child elements of this li. It stops there and then bubbles back up. If we add different event listener to all the different tags here, and we click on the child element, we'll get different alerts. We get alert for the number of uh, we get alert for the number of tags we have here. For example, we have the body, the nav, and then the li before the ul before the li. So if we have added event listener to all of them, and then we click on only the child, we'll get different alerts. And event bubbling is important just so that you can, instead of adding, for example, instead of adding different event listener to all the buttons here, you can add just one event listener, and then you target the particular tag you want, and then you give it the command you want. Like you write the code for how you want it to behave when the parent element is clicked. For example, we can add an event listener to the navbar, and then we target each child element, and then we write code for how we want them to behave when the parent element is clicked. I don't know if you understand that. For example, if I now we have an event listener on the parent element, which is nav link. This is the UL housing all the li. Here we can say if event.target if event.target if event.target equal to um, .id, if event.target.id equal to, let me see the cohorts. Let's say event.target.id equal to cohort. We want something to happen. Let's say we want the background color of the nav, or we want a message alert cohort clicked. Okay. Else, if you can come here and say else, if e.target sorry, I don't know how to type fast. I'm sorry. The target.id equals to let me see the other. We want an alert that says sessions click. So when you come in now, the event listener was added to the parent elements of the nav items. I didn't add event listener to any of these items, but you can still click here and you get what you want. Sorry. So if I click on session cohorts, I should get an alert that says cohort clicked. Sorry, something is wrong with my code again. So I don't, but I believe you guys understand what I mean. So by
Your
switch,
ID, your cohort and your session are supposed to be in quote, double quote.
double quote, sorry.
That's cohort and session.
Okay, thank you, Moses. I don't think that's the problem here. So what I'm trying to explain is by so doing, like with
Did it
event,
work?
no, it did not work. It didn't work.
Do e.target.class list. And then you can change the class list to the ID to class instead.
They all
No, you
have
don't put dot there. You don't need to put the dots there.
they all have the same class names actually. Okay. This will affect the styling.
Yeah, it's going to affect the styling. The other one up there too. The alert and click and cohort click. You've not changed the ID to class link to class
Yeah, I know.
list.
I'm trying to test this correction to see if it will work,
Okay.
but it didn't work.
Oh, wow, my bad.
So I believe you guys understand what I'm trying to explain. By so doing, you can add event listener to the parent element and then give different and then target the different child elements and give them different implementations. For example, like I was trying to do here, I gave added event listener to the parent element, the nav links, and then on the child elements, I was trying to like target each individual child and give them different implementations. For example, if I click on cohort, I should get cohort clicked, or if I click on session, I should get session click. You can by this you can link these individual buttons to different pages by just adding event listener to the parent element here. Instead of adding individual parent element, event listener, instead of adding event listener to the individual buttons here and making your codes bulky or repeating yourself, you can just add event listener to the parent element and then give different implementations to each of the target element under that um, um, to different child element under that tag. I don't know if you understand. If there's any question, please ask. We have just two people on the call. Okay. Jethro and Eniola. Any question?
Yeah, is understood. We just what we are trying to do is that the parent element is the nav link, And then what you are trying to target are the cohort, sessions, about, and contact us. And then, if I may understand, you are trying to just give the parent element the event listener and then target the other links so that on click it will respond to the implementation. If that's what you're doing, then I understand.
Yeah, but the parent element to this nav, this tags, these nav buttons here, it's not
Yes.
actually the nav. The nav is the parent element to all of them, but inside the nav there's a UL. There's a UL with class name nav
Nav
links, nav
Okay.
links, and then these LIs, these buttons here, they are the children element, like the children element the the UL, and then I added an event listener to the UL, and then targeting each LI and giving them different implementations. Like when I click on each LI, they should give me different results. That's what I'm trying to do. Instead of adding event listener to each of them. And mind you, you can link each of these buttons to different pages using the HTML. But in case where you want to, like, for example, you want to, when you click here, you want to slide down, you just have one landing page where everything is on the same page, the cohort, the sections, the about, everything is on the same page. And when you click here, you want to slide to cohorts, the section where cohort is, or where you click on the sessions, you want to slide to that. You can use this event delegation, bubbling to add smooth scroll, so it goes smoothly um to that section where you are, like, you're trying to um navigate to. I don't know if you understand. Yeah, so the event event bubbling is important to is very, very important in JavaScript, where so you don't have to write too many codes, and just with just one event listener you can handle different um you can, like, write different implementations, link several buttons or several links to different pages. I don't know if you understand. If there's any question, if there's no question, let me move to the next one, which is event capturing. In event capturing, the outermost element is handled first, and then the inner, and then the then the inner. The div element clicked event will be handled first, and then the p element clicked event. Okay, I'm trying to understand this code. Yeah, uh, in event capturing, when you add an event listener to a parent element or to an element that has a child element, the parent element is handled before the child element is handled. Okay, let's say the event on the parent element is handled before the event on the child element. This is like directly opposite of the event bubbling. For example, here we have a div called outer div, and then we have a paragraph called inner p. And then event listener is added to, I don't know if you can see my screen, or should I zoom in? Like I was saying, we have a div called outer div. Then inside that div, we have a paragraph called inner p. And then on the script, event listener is added to the outer div. When you click on that div, you're supposed to get an alert that says div clicked. And then here, they are enabling capturing, because I think before event capturing works, you have to enable it. You have to put it true. You have to put it as a third parameter in the clicked function, in the event listener function. You have to put it as the third parameter for it to work. So when you click on the div, you get div clicked. Then but when you add that event listener to the inner P, the P, that's the child element to the div, and then when you click, you get paragraph clicked. Let me put this in practice and see. So let's go back to the scripting and let's use this one. So here we have our this is the child element. So I have to bring back the parent element, which is let's copy it from here. What now to happen once I want to get to my labs, this is so here we have to allow for sorry we have to allow for um event capturing for it to work. Okay, let me go come here. You have to allow for event capturing for it to work. And here we need something there. So let's say, okay, here we have the parent element. The parent element for this here is the li, which is nav links. And now we are saying if we click on this parent element, we should get parent clicked. Let me change this one. Parent clicked. So when I come here, I clicked on the child element. What I got was parent clicked. Okay, that means it is the event on the parent element is handled before the event on the child element. Just like the explanation, the outermost element is handled before the element. Here, we got an alert that says parent clicked, right? Then we are supposed to get another alert that says child clicked. But it didn't come. I wrote everything here properly. Think I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I'm supposed to get two alerts. Sorry guys, am I doing something wrong? I'm supposed to get two alert, but I'm getting just one. But I just hope you guys understand, sure. Okay. I just hope you guys understand. Based on the explanation, if in the event in event capturing, when you click on an element, like when you add an event listener to an element and you click it, the parent element, the event on the parent element is handled before the one on the child element. So my code is supposed to work. I'm supposed to get two alerts. First, I'm supposed to get an alert that says parent clicked, and then I should get another one that says child clicked. But I'm getting just one. Don't worry.
Victor, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think for the cohorts, it should be true, not
Oh, yeah, yeah,
CURE.
yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I just heard. Thank you very much. So parent clicked and then child clicked. This is directly opposite of the event bubbling. Event bubbling, you get first, you get from the child, you get child clicked and then parent clicked. But for the event capturing, what you get first is the outermost element, the parent element, and then the child element. If you go ahead and add event listener to the nav element here, with the class name of parent element, and then we click on any of them, what we get, we'll get three alerts. We get three alerts. Here I'm clicking outside of the cohort. I'm clicking on the parent element. And what I'm getting is parent click because I'm not clicking on the child. If I click on the child element here, I get parent clicked and then I get the child clicked. Thank you very much, John, for that correction, please. I don't know, is there any question on event capturing? Sorry, I'm somehow in rush because I know you guys handled this thing this morning. This is just like a recap of what you guys were taught this morning, right? So now let's move to the next one, which is event propagation. Sorry, event delegation. Event delegation is a technique in JavaScript where you attach a single event listener to a parent element to handle events on multiple child. I think this is this is the same thing as event bubbling. This is the example I just gave where I was trying to link different trying to link um, each I added event listener to the parent element, which is the UL. I was trying to link each child element to different section of the page, right? This is that example here where I added an event listener to the parent element, which is the nav links, the UL, and I'm trying to like get different alerts when I click on different child elements. So in this case, you add event listener to the parent element, and then you target each child element and give it different behavior. I don't know if you guys can hear me and you understand. The event delegation, you are delegating different um delegating different implementations to different child element while adding event listener to the parent element. This is very, very important. Like I said, you don't have to write much code. You don't have to add event listener to every child element. You just add to the parents and then you target each child element and link it to a different page or to a different section of the page. In this example here, we have a button container. You have a div with ID of button containers, and then we have three buttons each. And you have three buttons in the div, and then we are grabbing that button container here, and we're adding event listener to it. And we're saying if the target is button, if the target is button, then the text content like here inside the text content there is button. So when we click on each of these buttons, the text content should change to click. Any of the button we clicked, we click on, the text content should change. In the web page, you will have 3 buttons. Any of the buttons you click on, the text content will change from button to click. But then we do not add event listener to any of the buttons. The event listener is added to the parent element, which is a div. But then we are clicking on the button and we are getting different results. Like clicking on different buttons and we are getting results. That's event delegation. I know I just hope you guys understand. I just hope it's clear enough for you guys. Okay. Yeah, so use event to target property to refer to whosoever you are targeting. Then if you can use the tag name, you can use ID, you can use class name to target any element you want, and then you implement what you want to happen when you click on that button. This is very, very important. So now here is why we use event delegations. Performance. Instead of adding event listeners to each button, you add only one listener to the parent element, and each button behave exactly how you want them to behave when you click on them. And then secondly, I say dynamic elements. If new buttons are added to the parent div later, the same event listener will handle them too. No need to add new event listeners. Yes, exactly. Let's say, for example, you added more page, and then you want to link the home page to those pages you added. You have to add more buttons or more links that will link to that page. Instead of adding more event listeners to those buttons, you don't. You just implement what you want to happen because you already added a single event listener to the parent element. So by clicking, it just takes you to the new pages you've added. By clicking on the new buttons you added, it takes you to the new pages you added respectively. I hope that's clear. And then, okay. This makes event delegation an efficient technique for handling events on multiple elements, especially when working with dynamic content. Yeah. Now, event delegation, preventing default behavior. Okay, now let's start working on our form. I created a form here where will work. So originally, when I click on this button, just watch what happens here. Watch this circular arrow here. If I click on, you might not see, but it reloads. Let's say I type something here, and I see. Okay, it doesn't submit, but it reloads. Normally, it's not supposed to be like that. In case where you don't want it to be like that, like example, you want different thing to happen when you submit. You don't want it to reload. There's a way to stop that, and there's a method to stop that. That method is called event.prevent default. In HTML, many elements have default behavior that occur when events are triggered. The prevent default method is called on the event object passed to the event listener function. For example, clicking the link and a tag navigates to a new page. Yeah. Okay, let me show you. Like the button will not work, but if I click on any of these links here, any question? Somebody has a question?
Not really. I just dropped the attendance link in the comment section, so you guys should do it.
Okay. When I click on any of these, you see it refreshes. The button is supposed to behave the same way, but it's not doing it's not. So when you click on any of this link, you see it refreshes. That is the default behavior. In the case where you don't want this to happen, you can use prevent default to stop that behavior, to stop the default behavior. You do that by adding event.prevent prevent default to element which you don't want to um, refresh. For example, submitting a form reloads the page or sends data to a server. Using the prevent default method allows you to stop this default behaviors, giving you more control over what happens if when an event occurs. So this example here, we have a form, my form, ID with ID of my form. We have an input with ID of name, and then we have a button for submit. So here, an event listener is added to the form. Yeah, an event listener is added to the form, and in that event list, we are asking the form to listen for submit. This time it's not click for submit. When we submit, we're capturing that event here. When we submit, the form should not submit anything to the server. It should not refresh the page. We are saying event.prevent default to stop it from its default behavior, to stop the form from submitting to the server or refreshing the page. I don't know if you understand. And then here we are passing, and then we are displaying a message to the screen. Oh, not included here, but yeah, we can do that. We can make that work. We are displaying a message to the screen to let the user know that a form was submitted successfully, but it was done without refreshing the page. You know how annoying it is sometimes when you visit some web page to like fill a form or something. It's very annoying. So with this event to prevent default, you can stop that behavior from happening. So our web page, we have a let me see why the button is not refreshing the page. Yeah, button is supposed to refresh the page. And sometimes you don't necessarily need to click a button to submit. Sometimes by pressing enter, then submitting. Okay, let's say I type something here. Automatically, this will refresh the page and then you to clear the form. So we are trying to stop that behavior here. So in order to do that, we can add an event listener to the form. I don't think I have the form. Okay, the signing form. Now we are listening for submit. This time, not click, submit. Begin by saying in dot prevent default. We are stopping the form from refreshing the page whenever we like submit anything. Stopping the form from refreshing the page from whenever we submit anything. I think if I you see what happened, it refreshed the page. So now with this event listener, we are trying to stop that from happening. So it doesn't. Let me try submitting with the enter key. Oh, I forgot. I've not implemented I did not supposed to refresh, but it's still refreshing. I don't know why. Why is it still refreshing? It's not supposed to refresh the page. You're supposed to submit without refreshing the page. So basically, we use events to prevent default to stop an element from behaving from like executing its default behavior. For example, like I said, for example, when you fill the form and you press submit, it should just submit without refreshing the page. I don't know why my own is refreshing. The button is inside.
Can I see the code, please?
The script. The script is okay. I don't know.
Definitely, the get element by ID. The sign up should be in quote or be double quote.
Sorry. Yeah. So I keep forgetting. So when I submit now, I'm clicking on it. I'm clicking. I'm not pressing enter. But
Victor, can you?
yeah, Shanafa.
Let me. Can you go to your HTML file? Let me see. Index of
No, if the
HTML.
code is working now, actually.
Okay, it's working now.
Yeah, it's working now. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I've filled the form and I'm submitting. I'm clicking on submit, but it's not refreshing because of this keyword here. This event.e.prevent default, and this is not. There's no single way of writing it. You can write it like this whenever however you want it. You can put anything here. It will still work. Just make sure it is the same thing you're writing here too. That's the convention. Whatever you put here must be the same thing you're capturing here. So when you fill the form, and you submit, it will not refresh. I'm submitting, I'm clicking on submit, but it's not refreshing. I'm clicking on the enter key, it's still not refreshing because of this keyword, event.prevent default. It is stopping the form from executing that default behavior. So you can use this to even stop links from refreshing the page whenever you click on them. Just by grabbing that link here, the way we did here. Yeah, the way we did here, and then you can come under here and add event.prevent the default. So whenever you click, it will not refresh the page. It will just do whatever I want it to do, but that default behavior of refreshing the page will not be there. It will just link you to whichever page or section you want it to take you to navigate to. I hope you guys understand. Okay, introduction to form validation. Okay, form validation ensures that the data users submit is accurate, complete, and is executed and is expected format in the expected format. Sorry, it prevents invalid or malicious data from entering your system and improves the user experience by guiding users to provide correct input. Importance of form validation: improves data accuracy, ensures only valid data is submitted. For example, you can we already use the keyword required in HTML to make sure that every field element here, every field here is properly filled. By using this required, it makes sure that you don't skip any of these fields without like inputting data. For example, if I reload this page now, everything will go away. And then when I try to submit without inputting anything here, it will shout, please fill in this field. This is happening because of this required. This is part of form validation. So you can start form validation all the way from your HTML and then to your script, to your JavaScript. So here, this required is the basic of form validation. It is a way of telling you to like make sure you don't skip any of the fields here using HTML. So for example, I entered a name here and then I skipped the email. Not it will still shout. So this is required. It will not submit until I make sure that I like fill in this field too before submitting. So in JavaScript, it's you can still implement that using JavaScript, but in a different way. For example, you can validate that. For example, you can validate that the password must be at least 8 characters long, must be above 8 characters long, okay, or must be 8 characters and above. If not, it will not submit. You can also validate that the confirmed password must be the same thing as the password. If not, it will not submit. To make sure that every data you enter into the filter is accurate. Enhance the experience. Provide feedback to users about mistakes. Example, please enter a valid email. Okay, that's an example. If you enter wrong email, you can validate that if a wrong email is entered here, you get an error message that says the email you entered is not correct. You should enter the correct email. Like I said, you can also validate that password must be 8 characters and above, or password must contain letters, alphabets, numbers, and special characters. And you can validate that the confirmed password must be the same thing as the password, else it will not. I believe most of you have been to web pages where they ask you to enter password and then they ask you to confirm the password. When you enter wrong password in the confirm password section, it tells you the password don't match. That the confirmed password and the original password don't match. So you have to enter the same password you entered in the you have to enter the same thing you entered in the password in the confirmed password for it to go forward, for it to go further. Okay, I said reduces server loads. Sorry, prevent security issues, help block malicious input such as SQL injection or cross-site scripting. Like for people who are like trying to hack into your data or steal your data. Form validation can help prevent that kind of malicious activities. And then reduces server load, prevents the submission of incorrect data, reducing unnecessary back and forth with the server. Okay, sorry. Prevents the submission of incorrect data, reducing unnecessary back and forth with the server. Yeah, just like I said, if you enter wrong information, form validation will prevent you from submitting and then going back again to enter the correct data. So form validation makes sure you enter everything correctly before it lets you move forward. So there's an example here. Inside this example, we have a form, and we have an input for username, we have another input for password, and then a button for submit. And we have a p tag to display message in case you're doing anything wrong. This you get a message from the p tag. Yes, this p tag will display the message for you to see what you're doing wrong. So here we're like getting all the elements, the HTML elements in the JavaScript, and then we are the if, and now we are validating that username must not be less than 3 characters. That the length of username must not be less than 3 characters. You cannot just type let's say for example, my name is Victor and I want to use VIC as my username. It won't work here. So my username the length of my username must be above 3 characters. I must spell it completely. I can use VICT as my username because it says if the length of the username is less than 3, and then username must be at least 3 characters long. Must be at least 3 characters long. Okay, if I use if I use like VI here, it won't work because it said 3 characters long. If I use VIC, it will work. It must not be less than 3 characters, but it can be 3 characters and above. So, and now we are preventing defaults. We are preventing it from submitting or from refreshing the page. Or yeah, submitting. And then here we are validating that the length of the password must not be less than 6 characters or numbers or whatever you're using. If it is less than 6, we get a message that says password must be at least 6 characters long. Let's implement this in real life. Let me grab all the already have form sign up. And then Hey guys, are you with me? So here we are saying, okay, let's say if name is less than, let's say three. Name.name, sorry. username is less than if username dot length is less than 3, then we are here we're saying if the length of message, the length of username is less than 3, we want to display content. So here we are saying if the length of a username is less than 3 characters, if the length of our username is less than 3 characters, it should display an error message. It should display a message that says username must be longer than 3 characters, must be 3 characters and above. 3 characters and above. Okay. So let's assume I type QD here, and then let's go ahead and add an email at password because sorry, I didn't even style the error message. Sorry, is there a question?
That place where you put the let username, you replicated the name twice.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So basically, I'm supposed to get a message that says username must be 3 characters and above. Username must be 3 characters and above.
So
Yeah.
you are using username and then you are using message for message.text content.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a message. There's a p tag with the class name error message with an ID of error message. So that's what I'm trying to use to display the message and the error message.
Oh,
I don't know if you understand. I'm not trying to get the error message inside of the username field. I'm trying to get the P to display an error message for me. Like, but I did not style it. I believe it's appearing somewhere, but let me style it and see. Okay, let's try it again. Sorry, I'm looking to see if I haven't found it. Um, Sorry, guys. Okay, so since we have the message displaying on the screen, let's see. Let's try it again. Okay, I think we're not passing we're not passing the command well. Let's well, I don't know what the problem is. I think everything is correct, everything is fine, but it's not displaying. Check contents. So we're supposed to get a message that says username must be 3 characters and above. Okay. Supposed to get a message here on this error message that says username must be 3 characters and above. But I don't know why it is not implementing. It's not happening. So let's go ahead and like validate. We'll come back to that. Let me validate for the password. if password dot length I believe this is spelling of length. I don't know if that's the problem. Let's try the other way around. This is not the spelling. I'm going to spelling. Let's just try and see.
Length is GTH. You are correct with the spelling.
GTH, okay. Let's continue. If password dot length is below if lo- it's below, let's say 8, let's say 8, and then let's display an error message that says still trying to see why so that one is not working. Let's continue. Okay, let me use this one. Now they're saying if the length of the password is less than 8, it should display an error message that says password must not be less than 8 characters. So now let's see if I've changed it to inner text. Let's see if it works. Sometimes this is here.
For the password is inner text. You wrote text.
Inner, oh, sorry. Thank you. I'm still not getting the message. I'm supposed to get an error message. What am I doing wrong? I must be doing something wrong. Username.
Can we use inner.html? Maybe it will work.
Okay. Text the inner HTML.
Or you can just use text content.
I started with text content. I don't let me see if I'm grabbing these things well. It's not working. But what I'm trying to explain is we can use form validation to make sure that the length of our username we enter here is not less than 2. It's not less than 3, sorry. That's what we're implementing here. We are saying if the length of username is below 3, it should display an error message here at the bottom here that says username must be 3 characters and above.
Victor, can you put the confirm password this thing?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Let me.
No, I'm not saying that. Just up there, this confirm password that you put below the get element by ID. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Just put it together. Instead of being in a line, why can't they just be together? You understand?
Yeah, because of the size of the window. If I increase the size, it come back normal. That's not the problem.
Okay, it's word wrap.
Yeah.
I get.
Yeah. So what we are trying to do here is validating that we are validating that Lawless, can you turn off your mic, please? Thank you. We are validating that the length of the username must not be less than 3. It must be 3 and above. If it is below 3, then we should get a message displayed at the bottom of
Try using username.value.length or username.value.length or password.value.length.
yeah. Dot value. Yeah, I'm supposed to capture what we add. Like what is I think this is the problem here. So let's try again this time. Sometimes you just like the error is glaring, like you're seeing it, but mine is not there.
It's normal. It's normal. We don't encounter this kind of thing most of the time.
Still the same thing.
But the password length is up to 8 now. The password you put there, the
Like
length is up to 8. So you're not
a
expected to
message for
see
the
any.
username. I'm supposed to get a message for the username that says username must not be less than 3 characters and above.
Okay,
Your
okay.
value spelling is correct.
ALE, VALE.
Yeah, thank you. I think it will work now. Okay, thank you. You guys can see, right? It's working now. So I think I don't know how many I put there, but let me put the complete so we can see the error for the mail. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So try to submit. No, I should be getting an error for the name, not the
The
password.
error is already showing. It's like the
I need to
password is
refresh.
already showing automatically instead of when you click the button. Like you're not wrapping everything inside the function, inside the form function.
It's inside the form. I need to like
But password must not be less than 8 characters. You get it's already giving you the error.
yeah. I think I need to set timer or
No, not timer. You need to wrap it inside the form function, whereby until you click on submit before it will throw the error. But now automatically the error is already throwing it itself. Like everything runs on the start of the page.
um,
You understand what I'm trying to say, right?
no, I don't. I
Okay.
should add
Under submit, instead of error message, it's already showing password must not be less than 8 characters, whereby you've
yeah.
not entered any password. It means that the code has already run if before you click on submit. You understand? So what
Yeah.
you should do is to wrap the code inside the form function. You understand? Whereby until you click on submit before the error message through itself. You get now
Yeah.
it's immediately invoking
The form wait, what do you mean by the form function? That's what I'm trying to get.
this your form, this the
Okay, sign up form. Yeah, I get you.
form with the ID source. What's the ID?
Yeah.
Sign up form. You
Sign up
understand?
form. Yeah, I get
If
you now.
you
I'm supposed to put everything inside of there, yeah.
code the function inside that sign up form, this document is element by ID sign up form. Until you click on the button before this password must. I'm not seeing you again. I'm not seeing
Say
page
it
again.
there.
You are not presenting anymore. I'm not seeing
That's what I
anything.
think. Oh, just enter anything. I'm still presenting.
Editor.
Yeah, I'm still sharing my screen. Can you see my screen? Wallace.
Okay, yeah. So you see, if that document will get element by ID sign up form, you understand? If you click on the submit button, it should trigger an event whereby if it goes to confirm that there are some element there that there's some input there that you not fill accordingly, it should throw a message for you to fill
Yeah,
those
yeah,
fields. You
yeah.
understand?
I'm
That's where
supposed to add everything under the form. Yeah, I understand now. Yeah.
okay, yeah.
So, what do you want tonight? We can just do it from here. We can just copy everything here and put it inside of here. Like put it in. So when I come here now and add like this and then now you can see it. Moses, thank you very much.
You're welcome, bro.
You can see now it is giving us an error for a message for the username because on the username field we are entering VC, just VC, which is 2 letter, and 2 is below 3, because we are saying here that if the length of the username is below 3, it's below 3. Let me take this up to prevent further error because of scripting. I don't know JavaScript. So here we're saying if the length of the username is below 3, it should throw an error that we must put at least 3 characters long. Username must be at least 3 characters long. You guys saw it, right? So let's try for the password. Let's enter something below 8, and then here it is saying that our password must not be less than um, 8 characters long. Let me make it look like a real error this time. So, yeah, Moses, thank you very much for that correction, please. Really helpful. So you can see it throwing an error that password must not be less than 8 characters, because here we are entering. I think we have like 5 or 6 characters here, so we must enter at least 8 characters for our password to for us to move further. So we can further come here and say to create that confirm password. They say if less than 8, and we can say and confirm password is different from confirm password is different from password. In this case, I'm supposed okay, I think I'm going to write it separately, different in a different lines, so we get a different message. Because in the case where the length of the password is not up to 8, and then the confirmed password is not the same thing as the password, we will not know. So let me just write this in a different line. So we get the different messages we want. We can come here and say, if confirm password is not password, it's not the same thing as the password, and then we want a message that say passwords do not match. So here we say message dot inner text. I think that's what we're using. Inner text. Passwords do not match. So here we are saying, like for example, like I said that you must have visited a page where maybe you are filling a form or you're signing up, and then they ask you to enter password. After entering password, they ask you to confirm the password just to be sure you entered the right password. So that confirmed password must be the same thing as what you entered initially. If not, you get an error that says passwords do not match. So for the name, we enter the right thing now. We enter at least, let me enter my full name, which is Victor. And let me use my email address. And let me enter 8. And then here I'll enter a different thing. And when you try to submit, you get passwords do not match. Can you guys hear me? Is anybody there? And when you try to submit, when the password, like when you don't enter the same thing you enter in the initial password, if you don't enter the same thing you enter here, you get this message, passwords do not match. But when you go, like if you go back and change it, enter the right thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, you can submit without any problem. Sorry. Okay, let me refresh. What?
The
What is
prevent
that?
default is stopping it from refreshing. You set it up there.
Yeah, that's not the problem here. It is giving me, am I supposed to use 1 equal to? Probably this is the problem. Let's see. Yeah, because, yeah, I think this is the problem. Sorry. No. Why am I getting this thing? Confirm password. Yeah, I'm saying that if confirm password. Okay, sorry. I think I need to start valid again. Yeah, let's try again. So, guys, now 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Papa. So I don't know why I'm still getting this error.
Password.value.length. Let's try.
Maybe.
You only declared password there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You try it again and see. Okay, now it's correct. You see, it did not display any message. I'm clicking on the submit button and it's not displaying any message because everything is right. At least the username, the length of the username is more than 3, and the email is correct. And then the password I typed from 1 to 9. We have 9 numbers inside there, and then the confirmed password is also 9. But in the case where I remove one and then try to submit again, I should get passwords do not match because the length of the password, the confirmed password, is not the same thing as the length of the um, original password we entered. So I should get an error. And if I correct that one now, add the 9, and then I reduce the length of my username here to 2, which is less than 3, which is specified here, I should get an error that says username must be 3 characters and above. So basically, this is some of the use cases of events. I'm sorry, I said event. Form validation. So you can use form to do all of this and more. You can use form to like make sure every detail a person enters in a form is accurate and correct before submitting. Without my name, if I don't add increase the length of my username here to 3 or above, I cannot submit this form. And if the confirmed password is not the same thing as the password, I cannot submit this form. So that's one of some of the use cases of form validation. I hope you guys understand, or is there any question? But with the way you guys are even the ones teaching me,
Can we
I
do
don't know,
one for the email? Let's see.
for email,
Yes.
like the length of the email, right?
No, not the length. Maybe the format.
Sorry?
Maybe format of the
Hello?
email. Maybe some. I said maybe the format. Let's do it as the format.
So, like what she's trying to say, maybe for the email, we should evoke an error if at is not included in the email, something like that. Can we have an error message if at is excluded in the in the email? Do you understand? Are you on the call? Aisha?
I'm hearing you, Joshua.
Okay. I think his
Maybe.
network is bad.
Mm.
Sorry guys, the network was There's a glitch in the network. I'm back. Okay, Aisha, you were saying something before the network went off.
Yes, I was saying maybe the format, maybe someone mistakenly put maybe at CMail, or maybe omitted the at. So can we do it so that the correct format must be entered?
Yeah. Yeah. I think there are some special characters used when like implementing validating for email, which I don't really have idea of because I have not validated any email before, but I'll probably check for those characters and drop them in the Discord channel later. Sorry about that. Because validating the email, you don't do it the way you do the password because an email doesn't have a fixed length. Yeah, I don't know if you understand. It doesn't have a fixed length. Depending on your name in the email. Like for example, my email, my first name is shortened, then my surname is complete. So it can be that my name is complete, like Peter Victor 817 at gmail.com. But there are special characters used to validate for email. I'll do some research on that, then drop it on a Discord channel or on the WhatsApp channel for you guys to see later. Or I can validate the email later, and then push it to my GitHub and then share the link so you guys can like view, clone the page and view it later. Is that okay?
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I think we can even do it for the email. Maybe we can say if email does not include maybe at this at symbol, it can display an error message for us, something like that. It's not compulsory we do it, but I think that's one sure way we can actually get an error if at is not
Okay,
it's not in an email. Yeah.
I did not even let me capture the email here. But I don't think it's here. Yeah. What's the ID for email? Email. Let me see. So let me add email. So document. Email. It's more like the first input of interaction, not either. Impact your business application. If email does not include the action, how should I do that? Does not include. The term was pretty comprehensive. Maybe. That value value, that value that include I think you see that this macro does not include.
If you include this one, just validation check for if you include. Now, only when you include, you will check.
Okay? Yeah, only when you include it. Look at your when you include.
If we distract, that's why you know it. Yeah. But I'm not sure if this thing can get right. Look at it. Let difference to you.
Sorry guys, I'm trying to validate for the email and see using different format to see if it work because like I said, I've not done validation for email before.
Hello, Victor, can you hear me? Victor.
This one, we move to the value and streamline. Now, at least this is you.
Okay. Thank you. Anything done?
Victor, can you hear me?
Yeah, John, I can hear you.
Okay. I think for email validation, right, it's a bit difficult because of there are different email formats. You have at Yahoo, at Gmail. I think if you want to validate for email, they usually use a regular expression.
Okay.
And that one is a bit difficult to walk through how you do it. But there's like a sample code you can just copy and paste in your code, and it works fine if you want to validate for email. I think HTML comes with an inbuilt email validator, but it's not like as efficient as you'd want it to be. So when you want a real email validator, you use the regular expression. I think that's how they usually validates emails if it's valid or not.
Okay, guys, like I said, I will like after the class, I'll work because we need to go like do some of the practice. Then you take some of our assignments. So I'll work on it, and then I'll push this code to my Git. Then share the link in the Discord channel so you can go through and see how to validate email. With the way my colleague John just explained. But let me still try this and see if it works. Hey. Okay, so let's keep everything right and then enter a wrong email and see if it works. I'll just enter anything here. And I already validated it for email here. So even if the JavaScript doesn't work, this one will make sure we enter because in the HTML here we are saying sorry, it's even wrong. We are saying this input is for email. So without adding that @ sign, the HTML will still like give us error, throw an error for us to enter the @ sign to enter a valid email. But let's still go ahead and see. Let me just remove this and see. So let's enter that for password. Okay, it works. As you can see, it is throwing an error for the email. And we should enter a valid email because there's no @ sign. So here we are saying if the email, the value of the email, field does not include the @ sign, and then it should throw an error. It should throw an error that says enter a valid email address. And here we are not adding the @ sign, so we are getting the error here that says enter a valid email address. Aisha, I hope you can see how to do this is just a basic validation using JavaScript.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So if without this one, if without this one, like if I comment this out and then I come back here and undo what I deleted, and then when I come here and if I don't add the at sign, I don't add the at sign, I submit. It it's not submitting. It is not submitting. I think because they're supposed to enter email here. For you to enter for this email to be recognized as a valid email, you must use that at sign because we already declared in the HTML that this input field is for email. So we must, and every email carries the at sign. So we must add the at sign for it to work. I hope you all understand that. Actually, so I believe this code box right now. Yeah, the code is working perfectly because there's no error. So if I delete one password here now and get the password do not match. So any questions? I think since there's no question, let's see what we have next. I think that's all for form validation. And I believe you guys understand it since there's no question. So we can go ahead and practice at least one of these practices here. One of the here. This one is saying create an HTML structure with nested elements such as a div containing p elements. Add click event listener to boot in the beginning, where we added event listener to the to an UL to a UL and an li that is inside the UL, and then we say each listener function. And each listener function log the element name example console.log div. Like when you click on the div, like just like I did from the beginning, where we added event listener to the nav links, which is this is the UL, and then we added another event listener to the child element and the li. And this is the li. No, this is the li here. Okay, this is the parent element and this is the child element. We added event listener to both of them, and then when we click, that's for the event bubble. When we click on the child element, you get two alerts. One for the child element and the other one for the parent element. That's for event bubble. And then for the event capturing, when you click on the child element, you get two alerts. One, the first one comes from the parent element for event capturing, and the other one comes from the child element. Like I said, event capturing and event bubbling are like opposite of each other. For the event bubbling, when you click on an event, it bubbles like the event flows from the top, from the outermost element to the innermost element. That is from the document up to the like the innermost element. In this case, it will flow from the HTML down to the head, down to the body, and then down to the innermost. Here, the innermost element here we have is the A link. Though the event listener was not added to the A link, it was added to the li. But in the case of event capturing, it flows backwards. Yeah, not like backward actually. For event bubbling, it flows from the outermost layer back down to the innermost element. Then for and then you get a event from the innermost back to the outermost element. Like for example, when I clicked on, let me undo it and then I think this is the one. Okay, this is the one. We added event listener to the li, the ul, which is the parent element to the li. So when we click on the cohort, sorry, what am I doing now? I'm supposed to get alerts that said, okay. Oh, sorry. This is a different code. This is the code where I was telling you how you can add event listener to the parent element and then delegate events to different child elements. This is delegation actually, where you can add event listener to the parent element, then delegate events to the different child elements inside that element you added event listener to. Any question? Okay. So in the exercise, they're saying they said you should create an HTML structure nested with nested elements such as div and a containing p, and then add click listener to both the parent and child elements. In each listener, log the element. Example, you log the this is the parent element. You log the parent. If you click on the parent element, what we should get on the console is div clicked. Then if you click on the child element, what you should get on the console is p clicked, I think. Then set the third parameter in add event listener to true for capturing on the div element and false for bubbling on the child element. Okay, let's try this. I think I have it here. Are you guys with me? Let's see. And then for this one, so when we click, in this case, we're adding the event listener to the parent div. This is the li. So here, if we click on the li, I clicked on the body, not on any of the links. I clicked on the body, and what we are having here, what to get here is parent clicked. So when I click on the child element, it's refreshing. I don't know if it's supposed to refresh, but in a flash, you see, we get two logs in a quick flash. You see, child clicked and parent clicked at the same time. But when I click on only, I don't know why it's refreshing. It's supposed to refresh. Maybe I should prevent default and see. Okay. Let me try it again. Okay, good. Now, this is one of the use cases of prevent default. Initially, when I clicked on the child element, it was refreshing. It would just flash the console, then it will refresh. But since I added event.prevent default, it has stopped refreshing. It is logging our it is giving us the result on console now. I clicked on the child element, and what I get was first I got the parent element. I think it is flowing backward. It is flowing. Okay, the outer in the event capturing, it will give you the result of the outermost element before the innermost element. That's what we are getting here. We're getting um we're getting the parent the log for the parent element before getting the log for the child element. But if I only click on here, I think you only get, as you can see, you only get one log, which is for the parent element. But if it comes to event bubbling, which is the opposite of this one, opposite of event propagation, event capturing, what you get first is the log for the child element before you get the log for the parent element. As I said, it is like the opposite. They are like two opposite sides. I don't know if you guys understand. I think there's another task I feel we should create for. Okay, let's try this and see event of stop propagation. You can actually stop propagation. Yeah, I didn't mention that earlier. You come here and say, studio page propagation. Then you can stop propagation, right? Propagation, sorry. Propagation. Okay. Okay, let's see if it is still right click. I think you know the same thing. But we're still getting the same results. I don't know if I think I don't think I'm doing it well, but I hope you understand the basics of event propagation, event bubbling, event capturing, and everything we taught today. So I'll work more on this and see how to like implement this events dot stop propagation. And then, like I said, I'll push the code. I'll work more on the uh, form validation, on the email validation to see how we can like add more validation to the email fields. And then I'll push the code and drop the link for you guys to see, for you guys to go through it and I think practice. I don't know if there's any more questions. And you guys can go ahead and like practice with all these practices that are added here. Yeah, you can go ahead and add more validation on your form. For example, if the length of the In the CSS style, you can add border to each of the element, to each of the input elements here, to each of these inputs, and then validate that if the length of the username is 3 or above 3, the border color should change from whichever color to green to show that you have entered the right to show that you've entered the correct length of username. Or you can validate that the color of the border changed from whichever color to red to show that you are the length of your username is below the required length. You can do the same for password. If your password is below 8, the border color should change to red to show that you still need to do more, like you still need to add more to increase the length of your password. You can also change the border color for the confirm password to be red if the passwords do not match. And then you can change them to be green if the passwords match. I think I did this in one some contribution I did, like one project we handled recently. I did it. I made sure that the password, confirm password, is same thing with the password. And if so, the border color for the password and the confirm password should be green. If not, the border colors should be red. So you can add more validation. You can play around with all this and see how they work. I think that's all for form validation. And if there's any question or if there's anything you want me to add, you can ask me. You can. Is there any question or is there any observation or maybe something I did wrong?
Good evening. Mine is not a question though.
Okay.
I just want to make a plea. Please, about the resources, the video recordings and all the resources needed after each class. We are having issues of getting the resources late. Most times we get the resources maybe a day to our next class, and then we would not have enough time
To go through them.
with the resources. So if it is possible, I know that you guys are occupied with a lot of things and all, but if you can be able to give us the resources maybe some hours after our class, we really appreciate. So mine is just a plea. Thank you.
All right. We'll work on that. We'll have a discussion among ourselves and then work on giving you the resources beforehand. Okay. Any other question? Any other observation? Okay, I think in the absence of any question or observation, we should call it a day for here for now, and maybe meet next Thursday. All right, thank you very much, and thank you all for your understanding. I'm sorry for the delay. I'm sorry for everything. I don't know. Keep messing up all the time. Thank you, John and Moses, for all the corrections. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.